Why do you have filter on face? First of all, thank you. Second of all, I don't. I am gonna drive through though. There's guys. welcome to the Yapathon. We got a long drive to the drive-thru. Everybody brace yourselves. Everybody brace yourselves, okay? Nobody freak out. Everybody put your seatbelt on. Get your permission slip signed. We're going to Dunkin'. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yes. We are. Wait, I don't know what I want. I'm scared.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hi, just a sec, sorry.
Sure.
Could I get a medium iced Dunkin' latte, please? And can I get that with oat milk? Is that possible?
So the Dunkin' latte is made with coffee milk, so that's what makes it like a Dunkin' latte. If you were to switch to the milk, it would just be a regular latte.
Okay, could I... is there something similar to that I can do with oat milk?
I mean, you can get a latte with oat milk. I mean, the Dunkin' latte is kind of caramely, so if you like add a pump of caramel, it might taste the same.
Okay, could I do that?
Okay.
Plain stuffed bagel minis? Just one order of them.
Bagel mini?
Yeah.
Okay, what else for you?
That's it.
All right, we'll see you at the window.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was not some of my best work chat. That was not good. That was not very good. I will be honest with y'all. That was not very well done. I want to live a life from a new perspective. What drink did you get? I have no idea. I got a latte, I guess, with oat milk and caramel or something. Did you watch the Spurs playoff win? It was on. It was on the TV. Did I actively watch it? No, I did not. I so wish I could have streamed that TED Talk. Man! Oh, it would have been so sick for you guys to see it. I have so much to tell you about, though. It's been so long, or it hasn't. I don't know. What has it been, like a week and a half or something? I'm so excited for you guys to see it. And the people that go to that conference and the people that speak at that conference are incredible. Like, it was life-changing. Genuinely. Life-changing. So, first of all, they will not watch this, and I really hope that they don't. But thank you so much to Ted and the community there for having me. So, I get into Vancouver, okay, and I go to the convention, whatever. I'm saying hi to everybody. First of all, I'm walking around. Everybody's running around getting everything ready. I was in session 2, so there were 8 sessions. There was one session before me, like all the first speakers, and then the next day I was in the morning, so I was the second session of the entire conference, which is so sick. That I got to go so early on. Weren't you also on WWF podcast and Climate Curious? Yes. Yes, I was on World Wildlife Fund's podcast, and I was also on Climate Curious, which is like a UK climate podcast. I've been freaking all over. I'm also on SciShow now, y'all. Hold on. YouTube folks. SciShow. I'm on YouTube. I'm also on YouTube generally speaking. But I was in a SciShow video. I hosted a SciShow video for the first time. It was wonderful. It was so fun. Fantastic video. Their scriptwriters do such a good job. Their editors are great. I actually haven't seen the video myself yet, so I need to watch it too. But yeah, go check that out, please. I got to the Vancouver Convention Center, and I got to the Vancouver Convention Center, and I was like, you guys have helped me a lot for public speaking, because streaming is a yapathon. Like, streaming is, you can't cut and restart. Even like Thai. Oh, cool. Hello, in Thailand. You can't cut or restart or like redo anything for stream. So I've gotten so used to just talking through, just talking. And so that's made public speaking so much easier, because I literally go up there and I just there's this like little switch in my brain that I just turn on when I'm live. And so I just public speak and I'm like, I'm live. So one of the tough things about TED is that they're like 10-minute-ish talks, and there's no teleprompter. And so people get really nervous about memorizing the whole thing. But I was like, I don't need to memorize. I need to know what I'm going to say. And like, it mostly was memorized. Like I did remember a lot of it, but it was also like, I also just need to talk about what I'm talking about, and like, it'll be fine. I did not riff my TED Talk. I had it memorized. Like, I could tell you the whole thing basically verbatim. but I also did a lot of just like talking. And so everyone was asking me if I was nervous, and I was like, no, not really, I feel fine. But then people were like really entertained by the fact that I wasn't nervous, and then they were like, there goes Maya, like cool as a cucumber. And I was like, guys, should I be more nervous? Everybody's really nervous. And Ted also, like, if you stop, like, you can walk off stage, you can restart, like, you can if you have to, like, they're very nice, the audience is very nice, actually so nice that, like, if anyone messed up, everyone just starts clapping for you, so that you go again, which is really sweet. And I was like, I'm just gonna talk all the way through the whatever. So I felt really ready to go out there, and it's a really great thing that I was going in the second session, because I was in Vancouver for an entire week for this conference, and I got to go so early on, and there were these other speakers that had to wait until the end of the week, and they had to watch all of the TED Talks before they gave their TED Talk. Doesn't that suck? Oh, I really feel for some of the people that went on like Thursday and Friday. I went on Tuesday. But they all did great. I mean, everybody did great. Night one, I'm in Vancouver. I go to my hotel room, and they gave us this book that has all of the speakers' bios in it. There's TEDx, which is anyone can put on a TEDx conference. So it's like you can purchase the.
Drunk Duck Zero resubbed for 6 months.
Thank you for the 6 months. You can purchase a license to use the TED name to like run your own public speaking conference. So that's why there's TEDx events at like universities everywhere, or like schools or whatever. Like, thank you for the 42 months. Like, I could put on a TEDx conference and just have like speakers come in, and and they can be like a couple hundred people. They can be like thousands of people. And so TED every year is in Vancouver. Actually, this was the last year it was in Vancouver. So I'm very lucky to have gone to the last year in Vancouver, because it's a very special venue for them. But it's a 1,500 person room, and you talk on the big red circle, and there's the big sign that says TED. The people that go to TED a lot of them go there every year. It's like $10,000, $12,000 a ticket to go. So it's like a big commitment to go. It's a really big deal. To speak at the TED stage. And the crazy thing too about me speaking on this TED stage is like, I was not familiar with this TEDx kind of like ecosystem before. I was introduced to TED by Zay Frank, who
for 6 months.
Thank you. Zay Frank is a creator, YouTuber. He's everywhere. And he's an incredible creator. He's so sick. And he's a good friend of mine. I met him at a conference at Jackson Wild, and Zay introduced me to TED. And I had a call with people from TED, and I had said, I was like, oh, like I just got asked to go speak at UPenn at TEDx. Does this have something to do with that? And they were like, no, honey. Like, they were like, no, this is TED. And I was like, okay. And I think, which is like, now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like cringing. I'm like, oh my God, stupid. And I think maybe it was a good thing that I didn't know, because obviously she was like, you can speak at TED this year. And so then I spoke at TED, but I didn't know before I went how big of a deal it is. It's a really big deal, guys. Nightmare, thank you. Rain Day, thank you. Cirque, thank you. Robert, thank you. Drunk Duck. It's like a really big deal. So it's huge. So then I'm in my hotel room night one, right, in Vancouver, and I'm reading all the speakers' bios, and it's like, invented the COVID vaccine, led a nonviolent opposition party in Venezuela against Nicolas Maduro, was imprisoned and then escaped prison after 7 years. Deaf man who is giving a talk and writing a book about listening. Maya Higa is a content creator and has an animal sanctuary in Texas. Argued 45 cases against the Supreme Court. I was like, what the hell? What the frick? Oh yeah, Malala. Kiki Palmer. What? Ah! So those were some of them. And they were, I mean, their bios were just unbelievable. And their talks were unbelievable. And so I got to go in the second session. There was the first session. You met Kiki Palmer? I did! Yes, she's so sweet. Very sweet lady. I like her a lot. One day. Alveus one day. Yeah, her talk was phenomenal. So first session went incredible. It was so good. And then I was in the second session. The people before me in my session, they're like academics, or like they had like really complex talks about like AI and you know, one was like, I don't know, she's like the governor of Rhode Island or something, and like whatever. And I was just like, oh my god, I am going after y'all. So, and mind you, Mr. Wonder, thank you for the prime. I'm still not nervous. Like I still wasn't like I'm gonna be so bad. It wasn't like that. I was just like, why am I here, kind of thing. It was more like an imposter thing than anything. And it was just gonna be so different from what everyone was talking about. And everyone had like very serious talks, and then I went up for my talk, and I think I walked out and I just kind of felt like I was live. Like I walked out and I was just like, okay, hey. Mod, thank you for the 20. I was like, hey, hi. I think I remember walking out on stage and just being like, hi. And you know, I just told them the story of Alveas, and it went like without a hitch. I just talked, and they loved it, and the audience was so friendly, and they were really quick to laugh and clap and all of those things, and it was really beautiful. And I was really proud of it. And then I got a standing ovation, which was so nice. Also, my mom was there. My mom came, so she got to watch my TED Talk in person, which was very nice and special. So yeah, it was really, really great. And when will it come out? Hopefully in May. And I will get, once I have a date, you guys will know. I want you to see it so bad. Like, I want you to watch it so bad. And I want to hear what you think and whatever. But yeah, it was really great. It was really great. Almost 2K on YouTube, by the way. What's up, y'all? Holy cow. But yeah, I told them as soon as possible, because they all know that you all know that I was there. Yeah, so it was really, really good. I had a ton of fun. Also, oh my god, I vlogged it. So there will be a TED Talk vlog. And this is interesting. I wore actually, this could turn into a very big conversation. I wore a bracelet that one of y'all gave me at TwitchCon, for my TED Talk, because I thought it would be nice for like you guys to be up there with me, because you're the reason that I'm up there, you know? And so I wore this bracelet that someone gave me at TwitchCon. And I looked at the bracelet as I was walking out in the morning on my way to my TED Talk. And you dumb motherfuckers spelled Alveus wrong. It says it in like bead letters. It said Alevus. I was like, dude, that's so... And I realized it on my vlog too, so that's in my vlog that comes out. I was doing this thing where I was like, and I think this is so nice and sweet, because it's like, you guys will be up there. I was like having a moment. And then I looked at it again and I was like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, that's great. So I did my TED Talk with that bracelet on. So yeah, shout out whoever made that bracelet. It'll be interesting if that person knows, and like we can like verify that it was whoever it was, because I don't remember who gave it to me. It was like people gave me a bunch of bracelets at TwitchCon last year, and it was one of them. It also didn't match at all, obviously, because it's a bracelet with like a bunch of random beads on it, and they're like super bright colors, and I was wearing a button down. But I also think that that's great. So yeah, I wore that bracelet. I went up there. I TED Talked, and then after that, after you speak at TED, being at the conference, is so different because everyone there is there to watch the TED Talks. So once they saw your TED Talk, everybody already knows, like, I didn't have to do the pitch of like, you like animals? Like, everybody already knew everything that we did. And candidly, I have never, Alveus has only ever received funding and like fundraising through crowdsourced fundraising through you guys. Obviously, you guys know this. Like, it's you guys. And like, we've never received federal funding. And we've never received, like, we've had streamers come in and like be super generous and donate, right? But we've never had like, we don't have a couple individuals who are like very well off that are just like funding Alveus, you know? And a lot of conservation nonprofits do have that. And I've never had conversations like that with people. And here's the thing. I am so proud of what we've done for Alveus. Like, we have done the unthinkable by building an organization of this size and like impact, with this amount of impact, with just like crowdsourced grassroots fundraising, right? But the reason that you guys may have noticed, the reason I'm doing more like sponsors lately, and I'm saying like, this sponsor is for Alveus. So like, one of the ways that we have expanded our fundraising model for Alveus is I will do sponsors, right? I play game 2 hour, brand on my channels, brand pay Alveus directly, not me. Right? Like, that's one of our new models, because what freaking nonprofit founder has the ability to do like a stream sponsor and get stream sponsor money directly funneled into a nonprofit? And then that brand gets to they get a write-off, right? They get to, and it's great PR for the brand because they're supporting the animal sanctuary, but they get all the same marketing that they would get from a streamer doing the activation. This is making sense to y'all, right? One of the reasons that I've been doing more sponsors lately is because as Alveus is growing, we are scaling up. We're building a whole new facility. We're starting endangered species breeding programs for release into the wild. We need to find other ways to bring big amounts of funding into Alveus so that we can grow, so that we can do more for the planet. And I'm so grateful for everything that you guys have done, but I also don't want to rely on all of y'all's extra disposable income that you were just being so generous about donating for Alveus, because most of you are normal people. I understand that. And most of you are younger people. I understand that too. And so as we grow, we need to find other sources of funding. And so these like corporate partners, these brand sponsorships that I'm doing where they're paying directly into Alveus, like, huge. So sick. I'm in rooms with people that are very, very wealthy and very generous, and a lot of them really, really care about the planet. I've never been in rooms like that before.
Sub for the first time.
Thank you. I've never been in rooms like that before, and I think that it's going to change Alveus. Really, really excited. I sent, what was it, Space? 70? Like over 70 follow-ups yesterday. Emails.
Wow.
And I have another 100 to send
For 14
today.
months. Congrats on your TED Talk. Love everything you do for the world and animals less than 3.
Thank you so much. I have another 100, maybe not quite 100, but I have another like 100 follow-ups to send today.
Wow.
Time to hyperscale, MGM on YouTube said. Yeah, exactly. We're hyperscaling. But yeah, so it's a lot, dude. Poor Phoenix, I was like, what do you think about working on a Sunday? Me, you, and Space, sitting in HQ, going through this doc. Oh my God, I got a monster Google Sheet, dude. So this is how I did this. This is how I did this at TED, right? I was like, how am I going to keep track of all these people? Because I won't remember them. I met hundreds and hundreds of people at TED. And I was like, I'm not going to remember all these people. And so I just started, and it's like you're meeting them on the conference floor and then moving on and meeting someone else and moving on and meeting someone else. So I don't even have time to like write them down or like take notes in my phone or whatever. So I just started sending Space voice memos. So on Discord, I'm messaging Space and I'll be like, just met this woman, Carol. She lives in Connecticut. She has this foundation that supports this, and this. She has a dog named blank and she wants to follow up later about this. So that was like, I would send voice memos to Space, and then throughout the day, he's getting a bajillion voice memos. And that way too, I could remember, because if I listened to the voice memos, I could remember like where I was when I was writing or when I was saying it. And then Space was transcribing the voice memos into a Google Sheet where he would put their name, their LinkedIn, he would find their LinkedIn, and then my transcribed voice memo. And then we had a column for like whether or not I had contacted them, whether or not I had followed up, whatever. And so yesterday, me, Space, and Phoenix Jacob sat down and went through this doc, and we started checking off people. I'm like contacting people, following up, checking them off. It was a fantastic system. It worked great. So I've sent so many follow-ups, and there will be so many more. So yeah, that's the tech, new tech just dropped. You guys feel free to use that. And a lot of the leads, there's some really exciting leads, chat. Like there's some people that like are really high up in like whatever industry, and their kids are viewers. Shout out if you're there right now, by the way. Shout out. But yeah, and so like I was having these people come up to me that like, you know, came here on their plane or whatever, and they're like, "Can I get a picture with you? My daughter's gonna be so excited." And I was like, "Yeah." It's so sweet. So a few of those, and I'm really excited about all these connections, and I'm really excited to follow up with them, and see where it goes, and see what it means for Alveas. We even started having conversations about, because like one of the people that I spoke with, I was asking her about how to navigate this. I was like, here's what I said. How do I ask people for money? Cause the only times we've had like private donations are like streamers that are my friends, right? And so they're already my friends, and I'm just like, so like cough it up, you know what I mean? Like that, which I can't, like, I'm not gonna do that. And so I made friends with this girl, and I was like, how do I even broach that conversation? Essentially she was just like, well, one thing is you want to say that you need to bring in more than you need. And I was like, well, that's confusing, because I thought like that makes it sound like too much. And then they're like, no, but she was like, it's not too much. Also, people want to be, if it's a lot of money and a really big plan, like a global plan, they want to be involved in it because they want to be a part of something that's going to change the world. So I was like, okay. And so she's like, so what are your plans for going global? And I was like, well, nobody's ever asked me that question. I've had people ask me, like, would you want another Alveas facility in LA? And I've always been like, no, I don't. I don't want like an Alveas sister facility, like another animal sanctuary in LA where we do collabs there too. I really don't want that. Nobody's asked me that. But then I talked to Connor, and this is interesting. This was Connor's idea. Okay, so this is brilliant. And this is not happening right now. So like, hold your freaking horses, okay? We are launching ARI, the Alveas Research and Recovery Institute. We are starting with breeding Mexican gray wolves and red wolves at ARI. And then we will release them into the wild. What there are, okay. Back up. Let me pitch this to you guys. Alveus Sanctuary is dual pillared. Okay? There is animal sanctuary and there is education. The point of ARI is to take the Alveus approach to the wild, right? So we will be saving animals in the wild, and we will be doing education in the wild. So, thank you for the 15. We're going to breed these wolves at Alveus, release them into the wild. Our goal is to put live cams on them in the wild so that you guys can follow their journeys in the wild, right? What if, and the cool thing about having live cameras on these wild animals too, is if something happens to the land that those wolves are released on, if there's like, oh, they're going to build a mall, you better bet all of y'all and millions of people across the internet are going to freak the frick out, and they're going to make a really big deal out of it because they know those wolves personally, and that's conservation, which is sick, right? But what if we go further than that? What if Alveus collabs the education pillar, where I have streamers come out to Alveus and they tour and I share conservation with their audience, what if we also bring Alveus collabs to the wild? What if we went and what if I brought Adapt out after we release the wolves and we do a 24-hour camping stream and there's a collab out there and we're research and monitoring the wolves as well, where they're at, right? What if there are Alveus collabs in the wild? What if then we start doing vulture breeding, endangered vultures, and which I'm sure we will end up doing. That is like a part of the long-term plan. We start breeding endangered vultures at Alveus, we release them into the wild, and then we bring Alveus to collabs to the wild where the vultures are, and we do all of the production for live streaming paragliding with vultures, where our vultures are released, and it's a research, monitoring, education, ethical ecotourism thing. So we bring Alveus collabs to the wild that way. And it's the same as Alveus collabs here, where streamer content creator just has to show up and we have everything set up for them. Thank you so much. Thank you. What if we start doing work in the oceans with coral restoration, with blah, 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 blah. And then we do all the production and set up the tech to do scuba diving live streams. And we set up collaborations for that. And all the streamer has to do is show up. And we scuba dive and do Alveus collabs in the ocean. So we're talking Alveus forests, Alveus skies, birds, Alveus oceans, Alveus rainforests, Alveus tundra, Alveus. That's Alveus Global. Eventually. It was Connor's idea. Brilliant.